Now that's one way to draw someone's attention. Anyway, we're talking about today. We're gonna go over which is better, vampires or werewolves, because I don't even know at this point. Like, I really love werewolves and Omegaverse and all that, like a lot, like obsessed. But like vampires too got some pros too. I mean, both of them have pros and cons though. Because what? What you mean you barely have control? What the heck? You barely have control over your ruts and heats and stuff. It's like primal animalistic instinct. What the heck? That's scary. I was saying I kind of want the world to be Omegaverse, but now not so much. But yeah, let's talk about. We're gonna talk about vampires, the pros and cons or whatever. Okay, first of all, vampires are immortal. Like, they literally don't age. Like, once you get turned, you just stop aging and just stay alive forever. And according to, and depending on which story it's from or whatever, sometimes you can die with like a stake or sunlight or stuff like that. But yeah. Number two, you have enhanced intelligence because you've literally been alive for centuries, most of y'all, and for a long time. So what you gonna do in those times? Gain more knowledge, obviously. Even not even intentionally, you just gain more knowledge because you just been alive for like 800 years, 2,000 years, or whatever. Yeah. Now I don't understand why the original characters speak like that. They've literally been alive for like 1,000 years. Anyway, number three, vampires can accumulate wealth and knowledge over time because literally they've been alive for hundreds of centuries. So that's plenty of time to rack up billions of dollars. Okay, that's plenty of time. Centuries? You should be a trillionaire. You should be the wealthiest people alive, actually. Like, come on now. What do you mean you're a vampire and you're broke? That's embarrassing. Are you not embarrassed? Are you not embarrassed? You've had centuries to rack up bands and G's. Like, bruh. Anyway, number four. Some vampires have powers, superpowers, or whatever, depending on the story and stuff. So, yeah, like some be having. And I feel like compulsion, that's like. I feel like that's in most vampires. That's not necessarily a power. That's like all of them have that, depending on the storyline. If they do, then all of them do. And if they don't, then none of them do. What, yeah. Superpowers be like. Mind reading, telling the future. Yes, I'm getting this from Twilight. What else? Control emotions, but also feel the emotions too. What is that, an empath? But like deeper, because it's superpowers. But yeah. Number five, they heal fast. Like, depending on the injury, they'll heal super fast. Vampires, I mean, yeah. Number six, they blend in with humans very well. Now, I know vampires do too. Like, literally, werewolves, at least they don't have to drink blood to survive. Y'all vampires, that's tough. That's tough. Like even werewolves, they have enhanced senses. Like, they're not just smell better than you. Dang. They smell better as in they smell better. And also, they smell better, you know? Especially, like, Twilight was, I don't even know. They were saying, he brought this what is that wet dog smell? They were saying in Twilight. And then the werewolf was like, you brought this bloodsucker with you? I'm like, bruh. Y'all need to stop roasting each other. Like, bloodsucker, leech, and wet dog, and mutt and all that. Like, dang, relax. But yeah. Vampires definitely blend in better with humans versus werewolves, I guess. Because, I don't know. Maybe werewolves blend in better. Because, depending on the story, werewolves be pale. Bruh, are the cats fighting again? Anyway. I gotta see. Where they at? I was literally fighting like 2 days ago. Like, bruh, be so for real. Anyway, yeah. I feel like they would blend in. Maybe werewolves would blend in better with humans. Okay, number 7. Being a vampire, you would have endless time to learn like literally everything, from skills like running a marathon or holding your breath the longest, or just stuff like that. And then languages, you would be able to learn like every language imaginable. I know that's what stuff I would be doing. I would be trying to learn all the languages if I was a vampire. Like, why not? Why not? Number 8, hunters might target you as a vampire. Like, unfortunately, when there's vampires, there's also people who be trying to experiment on them or actually just off them entirely. Because the thing is, people are scared and or threatened by things they don't understand. So, yeah. Okay, werewolves. Obviously, I said they don't need to drink blood. They still need to hunt though, right? Yeah, they're wolves. They have pheromones like heats and ruts, animalistic attributes, obviously, because they're werewolves. But yeah, I feel like the heats and ruts, and like the suppressants and inhibitors and all that stuff, that would be tough. Like, I get like the mate bond. I feel like I like the idea of the mate bond. It feels like very romantic and soulmate-ish and stuff, fated mate, all that stuff. But like the heats and ruts though, that pull, that when you have to resist the urge and all that stuff, that seems tough and difficult. So, yeah. Anyway, let's talk about which would be easier to keep secret from society. I feel like werewolves, because after wild vampires, imagine you're in a town for like 10 years and you're supposed to be 10 years older, but you don't look it. Like, imagine you're supposed to be 30, but you still look 16, because that's when you returned or whatever. Like, oh, you haven't aged a day. And that's in all caps. 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 Anyway. Who would win in a fight? I think a werewolf can. There's a reason why in Twilight, y'all despise the wolves, but also scared of them. Because y'all know they're better. They're better. Team Jacob or Team Edward? Anyway. Who would win in a fight? I feel like werewolves would. Just saying. Would you rather have a vampire family or a werewolf pack? Werewolf pack. Because the thing with mates and stuff, do you only like them because they're your mate, or you like them because you like them? I'm literally watching this Wattpad story reading, and that's literally what the alpha or whatever is just contemplating in his head, and that's why he doesn't want to be with the other person. And also, he was hurt before by someone else. Anyway, it's complicated. But yeah, which would you choose to become? I don't know. The idea of immortality is kind of tempting. But then, I feel like this one life is good too, And then werewolf? I don't know about werewolf. Maybe, actually. I don't know. Which creature has better representation in shows and movies and just films in general? I feel like werewolves do, because... No, not werewolves. I feel like vampires do, because all the ones about werewolves, it'd be like some cheap CGI. It'd just be looking atrocious, ferocious. But the vampire ones be giving, kinda. Like, there's also some cringe vampire films and stuff, but like, I feel like the vampire ones have better representation than like werewolf stuff. Bruh, I can't believe I'm sitting here making a YouTube video about vampires versus werewolves. What time are we living in? 2026 is not 2026 in. Like, what? But yeah. So, yeah. I would choose a werewolf. I think. I don't know. Can I choose both? Can I be a werewolf and also be immortal? Why can I have a... Ooh, I know. I know what I would choose. I would choose both. I'll be a hybrid. Yeah. I'm so smart. Why didn't I think of hybrid? It's vampires versus werewolves, but you can literally be both. Hashtag the originals. But yeah. Okay. I'm going now. See you next video. Toodles.